Good morning and welcome to my prep series. Today I'm going to be doing a weekly check-in and also talk about next steps for next week. Yesterday I decided on a date, so I am 17 weeks out. I like to keep my date tentative, but at least have somewhere and know like my goal of where I'm headed. So I'm 17 weeks out as of now. I'm going to do this prep on my own again. I did a check-in last week, but I recorded so much content I didn't have enough time to get to it. So as a brief summary, last week I basically gave myself a stomach or a diet break because even though I haven't been sticking to my meal plan, I've still been using my meal plan that I've had last prep as my blueprint. So a lot of my foods have been very much the same and repetitive, and I was in a food funk and really just getting tired of my oatmeal in particular. Just all the food, I felt like it had no flavor and it was bland, and I needed to add some flavor and just some variety in the foods that I was eating. So this past week, that's what I did. I had 3 new meals which I completely enjoyed. I had my shroom mommy bowl, which is like a Sweet Gardens copycat salad bowl, but I added my sweet potatoes. For my oatmeal, I was like over with my oatmeal, so this time whenever I'm on a prep diet or whenever I'm on prep, my calories are pretty low so I can be in a deficit for fat loss, which means that I sacrifice my fats. And whenever I'm not in prep and just eating regular for maintenance, I love my natural creamy peanut butter. So that's one of the things that I miss when I'm on prep. So for my oatmeal this week, I added some peanut butter, I added some berries, some raspberries, some strawberries, which I love berries, and everyone always compliments me on looking young, and I owe it to one, low stress, but also just eating berries like every day on my oatmeal. So yeah, I love berries. During my prep, I don't like using berries because I find that they go bad faster, and it's just more of a hassle. They're more expensive and more of a hassle to meal prep, so I just stick to bananas. So it was nice to have berries back into my oatmeal. I had a pasta bowl, legume pasta bowl, so that was good. And then I also bought yogurt, which thinking about it, I didn't use over the week, so I'm probably going to use it this weekend. But yeah, basically I was just doing a food break, adding more food, which I completely enjoyed.
Ya que yo te vi, ya no es igual. Quieres na chingando y no quieres oficial.
Someone asked me what I was gonna do, and it was good because I always forget, and I should know this. So right now I'm planning on doing the one on March 8th, which I think that's the San Diego Championship. And that's gonna be in conjunction with the IFBB Bikini Pro. So that's kind of exciting because then I'll be able to see like the pro people. So I'm thinking I either want to do that one depending on how prep goes, and if I feel like I'm not ready, I'm just going to hold off and wait till the one on the 22nd, 2 weeks later, which is in Anaheim. And that one is, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, that's basically my plan. So for March 8th, which is the date I'm going to keep in mind, I'm 17 weeks out. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish my drink, head home, and I'm going to start designing my program and see what these next 17 weeks are going to look like. I was looking at the numbers and I've gained quite a bit of muscle, so I don't know how much of that I'm going to retain during prep, but my goal is to, in terms of body fat, I only have to drop 8 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we'll see how my metabolism does. So my goal is to drop 8 pounds, and it's during the holidays, so I'm going to not be so strict. I have 17 weeks, so I think that's more than enough time. But yeah, that's on that. This past week, in terms of training, I was focusing more on cardio. I was just trying to warm up my muscles since I did take a 2-week break from the gym. So I was just warming up my muscles and doing more cardio. I did do like 1 lower body and 1 upper body day throughout this week, but not really following my plan, and also doing some mobility work. So I have chronic issues with my hip instability. My right hip tends to be tighter, and I have a hip shift when I do my squats, and that in the past I didn't do anything about it, and it led to me hurting my back. So now I'm very on it to avoid that. So I was following a couple of Squat University tips and opening up my hip and strengthening my glutes to help decrease that compensation that I have. So that's what I was doing in terms of training this week. It was really hard to not do any lifting, which is why I did add a lower body and an upper body day, because I just felt like, I don't know, my body needed to feel something, and I sure did, and I should have stuck to cardio, but it was hard. But for diet and nutrition, I mentioned this earlier, I took a diet break, so I was just following whatever I wanted to eat. I'm going to share what I was eating since I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was that shumami bowl, my pasta, my oatmeal, and I think something else. But that was my meals this past week, and I was still not very disciplined and allowing myself to have some Halloween candy that was there. My sister and we were watching movies, and I did have like chips, so I haven't been super disciplined in terms of like cutting out all the fun foods. I also had ice cream. Ice cream for me is my weakness. But that was what I was doing for diet this past week. My main challenge this past week was my fatigue. I feel like I haven't been sleeping well. I've just been chronically online and staying up, so because of that I end up waking up late, and then my schedule was pushed back, and then work has also been stressful, which hasn't been helping in this department. So I've been feeling very fatigued this past week. So now let's talk about adjustments. What am I going to change every week? I like to do this with my whole life. I feel like fitness really gave me a good foundation to do this, because with fitness you have to check in, not necessarily every week, but you could do like every 4 weeks, every month, every quarter, every 3 months, and make changes to your plan as needed, like make adjustments. And that's kind of how I treat my life also. Like in terms of school, it was like every semester, well I guess every like half semester and semester. Actually, I don't remember how I did it, but I would do it more often because I did have like semester breaks. So I would check in with myself. How was I in my inventory in terms of like my projects, my homework, my mental health, my work. So I would do like this inventory, and that would help. And that's what I feel like life is about, just like checking in with yourself and adjusting as needed. Because if you don't adjust, you know, if you get dropped in the water and you don't start pedaling your feet, what do? You're gonna sink. So you have to make adjustments, like, oh no, I'm dropped in the water and I can't breathe, so I need to move my feet so I can stay afloat, you know? So that's how life is, that's how fitness is. So I did make a whole new, I don't know if you can see, this is how my brain works. I like to have like everything, and I need to have a routine in order for me to know like what am I supposed to be doing with this waking second. So I made up an ideal schedule for myself. So with this ideal schedule, I'm going to be up pretty early at 5:15 and then going to bed at 9:30, so I can sleep my 8 hours. So that's goal number one, to deal with this challenge that I've been having this week of fatigue and just like feeling really tired and like low energy. So I need that because I need to have energy to work out, but also recover from those workouts. That's gonna be my wake sleep cycle. And then I worked in my work schedule in there, and my work is also I work at 2 different places, which caused me to have 2 different schedules, I guess I should say, in a week. So I had to take that into account when I was making my schedule, which is the great thing about being my own coach, because in the past I've had challenges with coaches in terms that they had a way that they did it and that worked, and that didn't work with my lifestyle because I had so much variety and I needed something that was going to be adjustable but at the same time be consistent, so I didn't feel too overwhelmed. Perks on being my own coach. I worked out the days that are my active days. I'll be going to the gym, and then I even put it in my shower, like what time I'm gonna do my shower, my night routine, and just like my whole decompressing, because I'm gonna be very busy these next 17 weeks. So I made that. As far as my macros, on my active days I'm going to be following high carbs. I'm going to be doing a high carb low carb day. So high carbs on my active days, which are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And then it's going to be low carb on my rest days. My rest days are going to be on the days where I'm working at my job that I have to commute for like 2 hours. So I'm like, technically I'll work for like 10 hours, and it's just like, so I'm not gonna do gym on those days. I'm gonna do my low carb days on those days and just cardio. Every day I want to do cardio in the morning, 30 minutes of cardio, and that's just to help me get to my 10,000 steps. Since I do work a desk job, I'm like sat down for most of the day. So I do, even though it's not like a cardio day, I still want to do 30 minutes of cardio every day just to help me get to my 10,000 steps. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna still do my 30 minutes for my 10,000 steps, but I still want to do like an additional 30 minutes to count as cardio days. So I'm gonna do that on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Sundays are my rest days, they're like my meal prep days, my laundry days, the day that I just like, I don't want to do anything work related in terms of like work or slay. I just want to relax. As far as my macros, I was a little hesitant on whether I was or wasn't going to share my macros. I didn't want to, just because I don't want anyone to see this video and take my plan and follow it when it might not fit their needs. So that was my main concern. But at the same time, I'm doing this for myself, and I want to be able to look back whenever I am not this young and healthy and able to compete and just know what I was doing. Because even now, like looking back at what I was doing in my first prep, I'm like, damn, I was doing that, like I was on my sheet, you know? So this is for older me, so I am gonna post everything that I do, and I'll just give a disclaimer, a warning, that please do not follow these macros, because they will most likely, or probably, there's a possibility that these macros aren't made for your body type. So always consult with your dietitian to see what type of macro plan you want to follow. And I am accepting clients, so I'll also leave that link in the description. So for my macros, on my active days, I'm going to be doing 1800 calories, which I think is a pretty good starting point. 120 grams from protein, 190 grams from carbs, and then 50 grams from fat. I did have to do so much work because of my schedule and just like commuting, and sometimes I just need to like have quick meals that I can have like on the go. So I had to get very creative and try to figure out how I was going to distribute my macros, but also what types of food I was going to make to be the most convenient at the time that I was going to be making it. Because at work I am like so busy and I need to eat, but I don't want to have something that's going to take so much time away from me working. So if it's something that I could just like eat while I'm working, then that's functional for me, that's sustainable for me. So yeah, I had to take all those factors, all those variables into account, but I did that. I figured it out. I won't be going over that in this video, maybe for the next one. But for my rest days, my macros are going to be 1600 calories, 120 grams of protein. So my protein, and yeah, just my protein stays the same, but my carbs, I'm going to drop that to 130 grams, which still I don't think it's too low carb. Like I'm gonna be going keto and having headaches. I'm gonna be going hungry a little bit, but I'm also getting 75 grams of fats, so 25 more grams of fat than the other day. And fat is filling, it's supposed to be filling, so if I planned right with the right types of fats, then it should be filling, which, not to toot my own horn, but I believe I did. So we'll see. That's the plan. I have my supplements also. So I've been having my supplements. I haven't been taking them, and I do have them on like on a subscribe schedule. So I already had like 2 deliveries, and I'm still like on box 1. So I'm probably going to be doing a giveaway for my extra supplements, just because I don't want them to be going bad. And I guess I could unsubscribe, but it's the holidays, it's the giving season, so I just feel it in my heart to give it away. For my supplements, I'm doing in the morning, I'm taking my prenatal, my biotin, my fish oil, and my rhodiola. If you guys want to know why I'm taking my supplements, I would not mind talking more about this, so leave any comments if you do want me to expand more on my supplements or why I'm taking them and what type I'm taking. And in the afternoon, so I'm thinking I'm going to take this like with my lunch, I'm going to take my vitamin C and my NAC. At bedtime, I'm going to take my magnesium. So that is my supplements protocol. And then for my water, My goal is to have 74 ounces of water, which is a little bit more than half a gallon. I do have my half a gallon hydro jug, so my goal is going to be to take that down. And then I have been drinking a lot of coffee, which I don't want to be drinking coffee because, again, my issue is fatigue, and I know my stress hormones are crazy, so I don't want to add caffeine and just stress my stress hormones even more. And because I am going in prep and stressing out my body in that way, I'm trying to not stress it even more. So for that reason, I want to cut back on coffee. It is hard because I love coffee, especially what is it called, Café Bustelo, I think. Oh my god, that's my favorite. So I need to stop. And also because I started using creamer, and my sister gets a non-dairy creamer that has sugar, and I feel like that also messed up with my sugar tolerance and my gut health. So I just need to stop. I need to stop coffee, and instead I'm gonna get tea. Actually, I was in the farmer's market last time, and the girl gave me this tea that it was really cool. Like, you put lemon and it turns blue. And so for me, that's gonna be like the exciting part of my morning. Just so I can take out the coffee and add the extra 10 ounces that I need in addition to my hydro jug. I'm killing two birds, or a couple birds, with the same stone. So doing the tea to get rid of coffee, still have that excitement of coffee in the morning, but also to meet my hydration goals and not stress out my adrenal glands. And one thing I did forget to mention is that because I am on a diet, I am scheduling a refeed day. So for right now, it worked out to be on Saturday. So Saturday, it looks like are going to be my refeed day. So I'm super excited because I'm going to raise up my calories 20% from my maintenance calories. So that means I can have an additional 340 calories. So that could be a whole meal, or that could be one of the meals that I have made so much better with so much flavor, or even two meals made with more flavor in that day. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah. So this week I really, and aside from like the fitness and nutrition, in terms of mindset, I really want to focus on being disciplined. Like I mentioned, this past week I've been still allowing myself to have like those fun treats. And when I was living without my family, it was easier to stay disciplined because when I go grocery shopping, I really just buy what I need. I control my environment. And now controlling my environment has been harder. I can't because I live with my family, and I'm not going to tell them like, don't buy this, you know, like that's controlling. Oh, sometimes I wish I could. Yeah, that's why environment is so important whenever you're trying to make any changes to your fitness and nutrition, because it can make or break you. My goal is I can't change my environment, so right now it's just changing my mindset and staying disciplined and telling myself that I have to do the things that I do not like. So sometimes I just want to have that piece of candy or that ice cream. So sometimes I just want to have ice cream or something to, I don't know, to like thank my taste buds for being alive, but I can't, especially with the goals that I have right now. So my mind is just staying disciplined, thinking on the end goal. I remember during my last prep, I was looking at myself in peak week, and I was so proud and so amazed by myself. But at the same time, I was like, I could be leaner had I not done this, had I not ate this. You know, I don't want to have like those, oh, I could have been. I want to be like, this is amazing, I couldn't have done any better. That's exactly how I want to be. Those are my expectations, those are my standards. A little high, I know, but that's going to be my mindset this week. And I hope, you know, motivation is ebb and flow, it's not always there. So that's why I need to tell myself, stay disciplined, do the things that you do not want to like, wake up, go to sleep, put that phone down, eat your meal, stay away from the meals that you're not supposed to have, say no to the snacks at work. You got this. Well, that wraps this weekly prep video up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I want to watch more videos like this, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below with any fitness or bikini prep questions, or just diet questions, nutrition questions. I will be answering them in my next video. Tis all, I'm 17 weeks out. This upcoming week I'm going to be experimenting with these new changes that I made with my fitness plan, my nutrition plan, and just seeing how that goes with my work outside schedule and routine. I'll be checking in next week, talk about how that went and what changes, what adjustments I'm going to be making. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great week. Bye. Toodaloo.
Ya que yo te vi ya no es igual. Quieres na chingando y no quieres oficial. Me llamas cuando te levantas, yo le caigo. No lo podía yo creer. Me sorprendiste esa noche cuando vi lo que tú hacías. Pensé que tú eres calladita y ahora que ya lo sé, que en la noche no era la misma. Y me inicio desde ahorita para decirte que me excitas. Te quiero comer, darte placer como tú quieras y hacerte el sex como nadie te lo podía. Me sorprendiste esa noche que te vi. No sabía que te cantaba hacer así. Me dieron